Drummer Mike Clark says that when he auditioned for Herbie Hancock's Headhunters band, he was playing like Tony Williams. Herbie caught him and said, "Tony's my best friend. If I wanted him, I'd call him. I want to see what you're all about." He did, and he got the gig. In the studio, the producer wanted one rhythm, but the band wanted another. They had one shot to make history. This is Thrust. I'm Adam Manis.
And I'm Peter Martin.
And you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast.
Music Explored.
Explored, brought today by Open Studio. Go to Open Studio Jazz for your jazz lesson needs. Peter, it's a big day for me.
It's a big day for me too. Don't worry, buddy.
It's maybe a bigger day for me.
Well, don't try to outbig my day, but yeah, no, it's a big day for you.
It's a big day. We are talking about Herbie Hancock's 1974 incredible funk recording, Thrust. Oh my God. Peter, this journey starts in a much more straightforward way. In fact, it starts in a much more straight-ahead context. It starts with 7 Steps to Heaven. That's a young Herbie Hancock making his introduction with the great Miles Davis on 7 Steps to Heaven. Incredible album.
Yes.
Herbie split that album with pianist Victor Feldman, who actually wrote 7 Steps to Heaven, but Herbie is the pianist playing on the track, which is interesting. And while all this was going on, he made major bangers, had hits like Cantaloupe Island.
Ooh.
Never heard of it? Herbie went on a whole journey with Miles. He was in Miles's band for quite a while, went out on his own, did some things that we've talked about here on this podcast, Mwandishi, a bunch of great music. And then in the early 70s, he decided to get something together that was completely different and started a band called the Headhunters, which kicked off with this. This is from their debut self-titled album, Headhunters, 1973.
Harvey Mason's about to get activated.
Harvey Mason. We know it.
So he was already kind of a hit maker, but now he's a hit maker.
So that first self-titled Headhunters album, which we've talked about on the show before, was a huge hit, a monster hit for Herbie. I think the biggest success he had had up to that point.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest jazz albums of the 70s.
Actually, I think it was the best-selling, at that time, was the best-selling jazz album of all time.
I think you're right about that. But you mentioned drummer Harvey Mason. Harvey Mason was only there in the studio. He never made the tour.
Right.
So Herbie had to find another drummer. He ended up hiring the best friend of bassist Paul Jackson, a guy named Mike Clark, who really wanted to be a bebop musician.
Yeah,
but
didn't we all?
We all. But Mike Clark joined that Headhunters tour, and the first thing that they did when they got in the studio, the first track that was released when they got in the studio as this new and now sort of the core Headhunters that we remain together, made this, Palm Grease, from Thrust. Mike Clark on the drums, Paul Jackson on the bass, Benny Maupin on the saxophones and reeds, Bill Summers on percussion, and the one and only Herbie Hancock on all things keys. Palm Grease.
Little clav? Do you like your clav? Woo!
A little auto-wah.
Dwig.
Come on now. Paul Jackson.
What a distinctive way to start an album. Damn.
Man, Herbie Hancock knows how to start some albums.
Finish them too. We're going to get to that.
There's so many Paul Jackson-isms I want to talk about it. The bump, bump. Woo.
They've got a little extra bass in there. You hear that jumping from left to right?
Well, that's a synth.
That's synth.
That's one of the ARP synths, Bill Summers.
What?
That percussion is mixed so far on top.
I know. And like pan like
it's so
like
funky.
in two different hemispheres. You threw a little bebop in there.
We're about to start the tune, by the way.
Oh yeah, this is the intro.
Benny Maupin.
He's on soprano there.
Herbie's playing a bunch of stuff on this album too. Rhodes clavinet, synths, like an ARP Odyssey, ARP Soloist, ARP 2600, ARP String Ensemble.
And the ARPs were like brand new then. That was like, I think they came out like a year before. I mean, like within.
There is some live footage from about a year later, and Herbie's setup in that live footage is unreal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you have to travel with a whole truck.
Right. And it's interesting because they're in straight 4 now. But that first section is in that big 10. Mike Clark and Paul Jackson, their syncopation and breakdowns are so like accusatory, right? What? Oh, funky. Oh, that's killer. Benny's starting to get that wah going.
No one better with that wah on the saxophone.
Yeah.
Benny, unbelievable.
Foreshadowing to apex moment, Peter Martin. Wait, Herbie's doing Herbie.
Herbie's doing Herbie stuff.
He's always got the Rhodes in there.
I mean, it's a great sounding Rhodes. It's one of the sounds you think of when you think of Rhodes.
Yeah. And he sort of calibrates on this whole album. Like, this one's a little less overdrive. He gets into some overdrive on some of the other stuff. Like he uses the instrument. I mean, Herbie, George Duke, master of the Fender, Chick Corea, Joe Zawinul. It's such a great period.
Yeah, but this one barks.
Yeah.
This one has a real bark to it.
Yeah. Man, so much of this vocabulary is like, it's such a part of our playing, right?
Yeah. This album's so influential to so many keyboardists, so many piano players.
Yeah.
It sold so many Rhodes off of the back of newspapers over the years in the 80s and 90s.
And then resold them.
Yeah.
Oh, go to the islands, hey! Mike Clark is a very different drummer than Harvey Mason.
Very, very different. Well, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah. And Paul Jackson is such a kind of unicorn of a funk bass player. Is he even a funk bass player? He's funky, but we're going to talk about that too. In about 17 minutes when this track is finished.
So you can hear it on this already, on the first track. The quintessential Headhunters, meaning Mike Clark, Paul Jackson, rhythm section is this never-ending between the two of them. Mike Clark is displacing the beats.
Right.
There's never almost never, just here's the backbeat, here's the front beat.
Right.
It's like this very...
It's like some latency syncopation, like where it's.
I mean, very influential on modern drummers today. This kind of stuff.
And I mean, like you said in the intro, like Tony Williams, huge influence on
Tony
Mike
Williams,
Clark.
huge influence on Mike Clark, and you can hear that.
Yeah, I mean on all those.
But Paul Jackson too. You mentioned like, is he a funk bass art?
Right.
He's not exactly just being like, but don't, like he is. He's going all over the place. He's adding this high tenor voice.
Yeah.
Which is his thing.
Yeah. It's very like supportive melodic interjections.
Yeah. And I think that's
responsive.
You can hear Herbie feed off that. Throughout all of these albums.
Well, so Herbie said, and this is from, his wonderful, highly recommend Possibilities. We've talked about it before. Great autobiography? Yeah, autobiography. Herbie. He said, Paul Jackson was an unusual funk bass player because he never liked to play the same bass line twice. So during improvised solos, he responded to what the other guys played. I thought I'd hired a funk bassist, but as I found out later, he had actually started as an upright jazz bass player. Bebop Mike Clark, upright jazz bass player Paul Jackson.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So here's Mike and Paul, mostly Paul, talking about how they made this music.
Language. It started out. What happened in the '70s when we really started back then was that like it became okay for the fill-ins between a bass player and the drums, to actually play off of each other, so that like it added a different type of unity, and it also added more space. So like so a bass player would play almost like a bass lead. And type of fill-in to set up a drummer part, and drums would do the same, and leave space for things to happen as part of the rhythm, as that unify the parts. It wasn't like a bass part and just on a drum part. It was like one thing that came together.
And also, there wasn't a definite backbeat on the 2 and the 4.
Mike Clark.
You just kind of played the backbeat wherever you felt it. So for the drum set, it was sort of like soloing between the bass, the snare, and the hi-hat.
It opened everything up. Yeah.
So man, this was a bit of a rub when they made this album because the first one was Harvey Mason, who's like putting it down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Pocket.
And it sold a hell of a lot of albums.
Yeah,
The Pocket. And the producers of Thrust were not exactly thrilled with this concept because they thought it wasn't commercial enough.
Right.
The next track, Actual Proof, is probably one of the most iconic tracks of the 1970s for most jazz musicians.
Yeah.
I think you can put it up there in the top 5 of Herbie tracks ever.
And also fusion players.
Players.
Really love this.
This might be the greatest Rhodes solo of all time. And do
you guys see that? Like how his countenance, what do you call it? Countenance? His Count Dracula-ness just got very serious there. You just kind of dropped that out there. I like that.
He's so good with metaphors. This is Actual Proof, and you can hear directly what Paul Jackson and Mike Clark were just talking about there, where the bass is going up and doing all of these lead things. The drums are not putting a backbeat in a regular place. It's happening in all these crazy places. They had to fight for this in the studio. The producer said, I will give you one chance to do the way you want to do it, and if it doesn't work, you're going to do it the way that I want to do it, which is going to be more commercial, more backbeat.
It doesn't sound like a producer would ever say something like that.
So they did it. Mike says in the liner notes of the 1997 remastered edition, it was my determination that we make the first take undeniable, actual proof for all the world to hear. We went back and we did it. One take, it felt exactly as it sounds, and that's why Herbie changed the name to Actual Proof. Hey, if you love sitting with an album, really hearing it, Open Studio is where we go deeper. We've got lessons, courses, and a community of musicians who love this stuff as much as you. Come find us at openstudiojazz.com. That's openstudiojazz.com. That's openstudiojazz.com for all your jazz lesson needs. Back to the show.
So great. almost like So What, where the bass line is the main melody.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Well, we're going to get into a beautiful melody.
No, it is, but it's like...
That's a melody.
Yeah. It's so established already. And then like his different takes on it, right?
But it's not like you can just like...
One.
Where's the one?
Yeah,
You know, like,
I know. Oh, this is all in 4, by the way.
No. The sound.
Man.
The synth
It's such a
sounds.
lot. It's... When you see the chart on this and you understand it, you're like, this song shouldn't work.
It should not work.
It should be so random, but it's so well balanced.
And yet it's one of the most iconic songs of the 1970s.
More melodies. That's what I'm saying. The melodies in the bass. It's almost like Benny Maupin is the counter melody in a way, you know. And then the clavinet. Little obligatos.
Herbie on his Herbie shit.
And it's more like Herbie's playing where he's improvising, but it sounds like it's a written melody. It's so well crafted, right?
Well, I'm going to get into this. I got a whole take on Herbie's solo here,
Solos.
of which there are many.
Confirm that's all in 4/4, this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always written out as like 3 and all that.
Ah, here we go.
3.
Settle in, everybody. Buckle up. Laying back through that.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Oh, man, Paul Jackson never lets up on the creativity on this. The ebb and like the flow of it. When Clark goes up to that cymbal. This is minor seconds.
So many musicians owe Herbie a check from this one.
Man, I think some keyboard players, some pianists were like, after they heard this, it was almost like an art time kind of thing where they're like, oh no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm a plumbing. There's always union plumbers. There's always work. Just because there's a lot of technical stuff, but there's a lot of like, just like, damn, how did you think that up? And like the way everybody's playing, starting with Herbie, we're really starting with Paul Jackson, is potentially very busy and obtrusive. So why does it work?
I don't know what it does. I don't know what it does.
That's why I think it makes people quit. It's like, damn, I couldn't play that. Even if I could, how's that gonna work?
Ah, Mike Clark through that.
Clark's super busy.
And just doesn't stop, man.
And there's never like
relentless.
this. There's never like a clear indication, like it's rolling the form. That kind of forces you to go with it. Tritones.
One thing to note, notice how much Herbie uses the form in the solo.
Yeah.
He's always
It's
alluding
everything.
to it. It's everything.
All of them.
He's playing the tune
Yeah.
as he's soloing. He's not just playing over it.
No. And it's very much it's really, this is kind of collective improv right now.
100%.
You know? It's a drum solo.
But listen, all the hits he'll
It's
hit.
a bass solo.
I've heard this solo 1 million times and I still get gassed
And
about
it's
it.
so like, it's so aggressive, but it's so, because they're complimenting each other so well, it's cohesive, right? Even the silence is aggressive. Oh. What is he doing?
Oh, he goes up to fifth there? So sick.
It's relentless. And Paul Jackson's relentless on this. Who's going to give in first? This is one take.
Notice he's not.
No edits, right?
The energy is high, but Herbie's not like overplaying here.
No.
Space.
No.
There's still space. There's still melodies.
But there's like the number of notes that they get away with is still feeling like it has space.
It must be the most kick drums per second.
Oh my God, it's like everything. But man, their ears are so. They're talking about flow state.
I mean, I think that's why musicians are so attracted to this. Yeah. I get in a flow state listening to this. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. And then they've always got that to come together.
Never played it once where I nailed all of those.
But they're playing in a way that you could imagine them going on for, well, they damn near do. I mean, it's been, for 20 minutes.
It's been like 4 minutes already on the solo.
But I mean, 4 minutes, it could be 12 minutes, and it's not going to be a problem. Like, they'll come up with some shit. And like they're not scared to come back to some of the same stuff, you know? But then different grooves, different harmonies. Man, there's so much confidence in each other, right? That the form,
oh my God,
is going to be there at the time, that the hits,
everything.
But they only had to do it for a short solo, so it was fine.
Yeah, they only had to do it for 8 minutes.
It's actually kind of crazy.
Oh my God.
You like this? Man. So which 4 bars of this solo are your favorites, if you had to isolate it? And it's not a slow burn either. It's just like, it came out the gate, stayed out the gate.
Yeah, it's not like he started with jabs.
He came out like, bam! Paul Jackson's like, bam! Mike Clark's like, ah!
You got a cigarette?
Yeah, man.
Oh
so let's
God.
talk about this. So, you know, we talk about the range of emotion that music can have. But the really fun thing with jazz, and I would point to this, obviously the solo, but this whole track and other parts of this album that we're going to explore are so like, to me, there's no debate if this is a jazz record. Not that we even love to get into those debates anyway, you know, about that's not jazz because they're playing funk or whatever. Like that's the thing that really defines this if you want to fit something into a box of genre, to me, is the collective improvisation, right? And not even that all jazz has to have that, but that's one aspect of it. You're talking about going back to the beginnings of the music in New Orleans, right? And on this solo, and that's what I was saying, man, this is like everybody's soloing. What happened to Bill Summers? Did he get lost in there? Well, Benny Maupin wasn't really playing at that part. But everybody who's playing is soloing at the same time, and the level of improvisation, the fact that it's one take makes it even more impressive. But even if you didn't know that, is relentless. You know, the interactivity, the improvisation, the intensity, the rhythmic attenuation, man, it's great. Oh, by the way, Dwight Smith's looking for his album, and he wrote all on the inside of it as well. It's written on the thing. He's very territorial about it.
My stomach hurts. I'm so excited about this. And side 1.
Cat done. Flip it over. Oh, another fun thing. I never noticed this. They go backwards on the...
I know. I just had a mini panic attack. I was like, wait a minute.
We're going to talk about that in accoutrements.
Well, accoutrements is good. Man, so Peter, I don't know about what your experience was. I have a very funny relationship with this album.
By the way, I grew up with 17 dudes that looked just like this in the 70s.
Yeah, no. I have a very interesting relationship. I actually learned about it by first just being handed a cassette tape that someone had made for me for a rehearsal. And I had to learn how to play Spank-A-Lee when I was 16 years old. I was 16.
Yeah, that's...
And they had a Rhodes. Shout out Jason Van Diemen and his house in Kirkwood that I had to go in the basement of.
Van Diemen is how you say that.
Sure. But he had a Rhodes, and I tried to learn Spank-A-Lee, and I'm sure I sounded horrible trying to recreate. I still remember trying to do it and being like, what is going on? But I learned so much, and I loved it, and I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm right about this. I don't think this album was available on CD for a while in America. Because I remember people having it, but they had a Japanese copy.
Right. It was first, yeah, for sure.
That they had to get on CD.
There was a bunch like that.
I don't know if that's correct. If we have anybody from the 90s, is anybody out there from the 1990s?
I think
that
even
could tell me?
I think that's more late 80s.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
When I first had it on LP, but it was, I'm trying to remember, but I used to buy a lot of stuff when I'd go to Japan. Well, that was 90s though. I wasn't going in the 80s at all.
Anyway, I had that same friend.
Yeah.
Rip me a tape of the whole thing.
I like how you consider, were you like statute of limitations?
I since bought it about 12 times on all the different platforms you could buy it. So
and now
I've done my due diligence.
Yeah.
But yeah, how'd you get into this? Did you
so this interesting. I was having to remember this as I've been listening the last couple of days, but then it became very clear. So my entry point to Herbie was Rocket, which I think was like 1982 or 83 or something, right? Is that your favorite Herbie record? I can't remember. Or is it this? Anyway.
It's not. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite.
But we were talking about the nostalgia of like the entry points, right? And so because that album will always have a special place for me. Although I'd actually heard Herbie, but I didn't know it was Herbie before that on Miles Davis' My Funny Valentine.
Yeah.
Actually right around the same time. So once
but you didn't know that was Herbie playing piano?
No. I mean, I didn't know right away, but then I knew. I think my dad had said something like, "Oh, I think that guy's on," because I had Rocket. I mean, I knew about Rocket because it was on the radio, and then there was an MTV video that I thought was really cool, and I was like, "Oh," and I was trying to scratch with. I thought you had to have the actual record.
You did not scratch the records. Oh, Peter, that's horrible. That's awful.
It kind of worked, but then when I started getting into all things Herbie, I went back stuff with Miles, then the later, the Second Grade Quintet, but the later stuff, Plug Nickel. I got Plug Nickel kind of early on, Miles Smiles, that stuff. But then Headhunters, I think that was one of the first, I don't know if I had the album or heard it, but we used to have a little band and we would play like parties and stuff. And that was one of our funk tunes that like would work that we knew. Once I got this, wasn't like you. I didn't even try to learn. I had a Rhodes too. I didn't even try this stuff. I was like, I couldn't imagine how to even get into this. I remember hearing actual proof. I was like, what the hell is that? I was
trying to learn what Herbie was doing. This is on Spank-A-Lee. Trying to learn what he was doing on the Rhodes. And then I had a Roland XP50, and I was trying to get those sounds from the ARP sound on that, and it was not happening. I was not nearly as good as synthesis that you could be, and to menu dive on those things. Yeah, and I don't know if Roland had you could be able to do it anyway, but
right. But I remember when I got this record, shout out Vintage Vinyl in University City Loop, I was like, because there's no liner notes on it, and having this again, it brought back all these memories. I remember listening to this record and just like looking at the pictures of these guys and like figuring out who was who, first of all, which I knew who Herbie was. And then I somehow figured out Mike Clark because he was the only white guy, I guess. And then Benny Maupin's holding...
He's holding his instrument. That's helpful.
So I knew he was the saxophonist. But Paul Jackson and Bill Summers, I never knew which was which because I was just like, they're not doing anything.
Paul Jackson looks like a bass player.
But because it was pre-internet and pre-phones, like you just had to figure stuff out. There was the word San Francisco was written all over this. Oh, yeah. It's like recorded at Wally Hyder Studios. And the way they were dressed, I was like, my God, these are like the coolest, funkiest hippies ever.
We should mention that a lot of these musicians have connections to the Bay Area.
Right.
And so the Bay Area has a huge imprint on the Headhunters.
Although I think it was Paul Jackson and Mike Clark were from the Bay Area. Everybody else was, Bill Summers went to like grad school or something out there.
So there was something there. There was some connection there.
From Detroit.
Yeah.
But I just assumed Herbie was a San Francisco guy because it's like artist management.
Chicago guy.
San Francisco. I know. I didn't know. Yeah. I hadn't read Possibilities yet. Anyway, that's just kind of a fun aside. We'll talk about it more. By the way,
the Bay Area at this time, known for being funky. You got Sly and the Family Stone. You got Tower of Power. You got a bunch of stuff coming out of there.
I just didn't know that.
Okay. Side B.
Is this a funk band, by the way? We're going to talk about that later. You want to talk about that now?
This is jazz funk. How about that?
Jazz funk.
I mean,
because you like genres.
I'm a stickler for a genre. We got to make sure to get the right subgenre.
Jazz rock, jazz funk.
I mean, it's in the funk genre. It's in that, but these are definitely jazz musicians. Yeah. I mean, you could just hear it in their approach to it, right?
Yeah.
Side B starts off with Probably the second most famous song on the album.
Yeah.
It's a ballad, but it's still played in. I mean, they might play it tonight at the jam sessions here in St. Louis. This is Butterfly.
Yeah, this is by Herbie and Benny Maupin. Most iconic conga harp strings. It's a good string sound.
It's a great
even by
string
today.
sound.
I mean,
Oh my gosh.
Benny Maupin.
Sexy times, guys.
Come on. How can you make a
Wow.
bass clarinet sexy? He did it. So he's over.
You know how many?
Is that like alto, soprano, and
I feel like I'm laying in a heated waterbed right now.
okay? You do you.
with a tiger print comforter.
And a Tiger magazine. Sean Cassidy poster.
Everybody's wearing a lot of beads.
Waterbed has a puncture in it, let's be honest. Bill Summers. I forgot what a record of spaces, opportunistic spaces. Oh, Benny, layered Benny. Come on. Herbie. Bill Summers. Paul Jackson. Aggressive, right? For a band. Whoa.
Man, those arp strings do sound great.
They
Peter.
sound fantastic. Oh.
All the synths on this album are just
There's a lot of synth accoutrements on this, right?
lots.
Whoa. Cascade, Herbie.
I think Benny Maupin's probably underrated. His work in this band throughout the whole thing, and his work with Miles, his work with many other people, his
And
solo
Mondishi.
stuff. He's so good. He's he really pulls the emotion out of every solo, out of every song. He grabs you by the heart.
Man, you talk
it's
about,
pretty amazing.
Agreed. Intentionality.
Ugh.
You never hear him play something where he's like, maybe, or it's so.
I don't hear a lot of saxophone players talk about him, but he's really, really special.
I want to throw one name out there. I mean, he had a big influence. Ron Blake.
Yeah.
Very.
I've
He's
heard
got that
this.
same kind of spirit of intention and
I
beauty.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
It's very rare.
Oh, Herbie. And Benny, I mean, so great on the flute, on the bass clarinet, a lot of different instruments, equally great. Soprano, of course. Okay. So,
I mean,
can we talk about?
There's there's solos on Butterfly,
everything, yeah.
but it is like 12 minutes long or something.
Yeah.
All the solos are killing.
Bill Summers. Okay.
Percussionist.
Yeah, percussionist. So, there's I forgot. Actually, I got a chance to play with Bill a few times on gigs in New Orleans in the late 90s, actually early 2000s. Bill was part of a band that I occasionally would sub in called Los Hombres Calientes that he started with Irving Mayfield. But
The hot guys.
super nice. Yeah, man. Oh, muy buenos español, señor.
Dos.
Eques. Okay. Anyway, Bill Summers, super nice guy, great musician, funny guy,
Yeah.
warm guy. Hung with him a bunch at Snug Harbor. It was kind of a fun time when he moved to New Orleans, which I want to say was like mid-90s. I'd still been there for a while. He's still there, I believe. I moved away, but He, I think, has two of the most iconic. So on head, on the bottle, that's him, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. And then this conga. Can we just hear that at the beginning? Because I mean, it's not its right. So it's like the thumb on the
lick the thumb.
Yeah.
I think
but there's a lot of artistry to that.
Don't come for us, percussionists.
No, you do. Yeah, because I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
And it's a simple thing, and you can be like, oh, anyone can learn to do that. But
Buddy,
oh, man.
I'm a big fan of percussionists.
Yeah.
Shout out to all our percussionists who listen. You guys don't get a lot of credit for just the pure vibes that you bring to a band. Whenever I'm playing in a band that has a percussionist, I'm like, this is great. Why don't we do this all the time?
First of all, it's always a higher end band because it's usually like, we can't really afford it. Do we really need it? But see, the ones that appreciate, it's kind of like if you have a 5-star hotel, there's one guy or gal that's just like there. Oh, can I help? I guess you'd call it the concierge, perhaps. I'm forgetting that. But no, it's not even the concierge. It's like an extra person that's just kind of around. And you don't normally need them, but when you do, they've got the They've got the, you know.
It's just, they just.
And I'm not saying percussionists aren't needed. I'm
they
saying
sprinkle some magic music dust over everything that
is.
you're doing, and you're just like, oh, this is so luxurious to have a percussionist.
And then they also drive,
you
know, the groove as we heard him do on Actual Proof, you know, which in a way opens it up for Mike Clark. I mean, anyway, Bill Summers, such a great part of this.
There's a great cover of this that it has just, it went viral several years ago. It's from the wonderful vocalist Gretchen Parlato. It features Taylor Eichste on the piano, Alan Hampton on the bass, and Mark Juliana on the drums. By the way, all three of those guys, friends of the show in one way or the other.
Yeah, friends of the studio.
But their version of Butterfly is spectacular. It's from a live album. We're about a minute and a half into it here. She's incredible at this. Such a monster, man.
Student of yours.
Well. Taylor Eichste, one of the best.
Using the space, that got great inspiration from the original on that.
It's so
Even
good.
though like they're reharmony stuff, like they've got the spirit of the...
Gretchen Parlato live in New York. We'll link to it here. It's an incredible YouTube video that you can watch this all happen. Amazing band. And I think that's probably one of the most famous covers of anything on this album, even though a lot of this has been covered in one way or the other, and Butterfly especially, but that one is very, very special.
Yeah, Butterfly and Actual Proof seem to be the most.
All right, we're almost done.
Actual Proof is one of the most butchered, I would say.
It is hard to get even
doesn't mean you got to butcher
1/100th of the way to where they get it here. And yet we all still try.
Well, but not everyone
we might try ourselves. We'll see what ends this show. We might even give it a shot.
We'll see.
You know? The album ends.
We'll do a different version.
Don't put that on it. The album ends with, this is the tune that I had to learn when I was 16.
Can I tell my Paul Jackson story? On Japan Airlines?
Settle in, everybody.
No, it's just,
Dad's got a story.
First of all, boomer story. We don't know where it's going.
Go ahead, Pete.
Okay. So this is 1995. Take yourself back. Okay. I'm an adult. You're a child.
Yes.
Let's put that out there.
Okay.
I'm a young adult. So we're flying from, I don't know, somewhere, I think San Francisco, to Narita Airport in Japan. I'm with Brian Blade, Christopher Thomas, Joshua Redmond, Peter Bernstein.
Just bragging.
And no, it was we're going over there to do a little tour, and we're like, I can't remember if we're like getting on the plane or we're kind of hovering around. And this gentleman comes up to us. He's like, "Hey, are you guys a band?" And we're like, "Yeah, well, yes, we are. You might know us." And we start talking to him, real nice guy. And he's like, "Oh, you going to Japan? Have you been there?" And we're like, "Oh yeah. We've been there. I've been there several times." He's like, "Oh, that's cool." You know, and we're just, you know, talking to him, whatever. We get on the plane. We're talking to him literally as we're boarding the plane. And then, when there's that awkward moment and you're like talking and all of a sudden he's not there because you're walking past business in first class back to coach, and then he's somehow
you're
like, oh, okay,
walk of shame.
Walk of shame. And so I'm like, so anyway, okay. So so you sit up there. So we're in the back, like, we take off. They're coming around with food or whatever. And this guy comes back. He's like, hey, guys, where are you playing? Like, he's the most friendliest guy ever. But, like, almost to the point of, like, yo, man, but he's so nice, Where are you guys playing? Oh, we're playing at the Blue Note in Tokyo. Oh, man, you're going to love that. Have you played there before? No. Oh, man, it's great, man. I'm going to come down, which I said I know it was. And,
did anybody at this point?
No.
Blade or anybody? No.
No. And for some reason, like, I'm talking to him the most, but me and Chris. Blade's kind of talking. Josh was sitting somewhere.
You guys are very personable.
Well, I mean, thank you. But then at some point, I was like, oh, my name is Peter Martin. He's like, no, I know you are, man. I know you guys, man. It's great. With Joshua Redman, right? I was like, oh, you're a fan. And I was like,
would you like an autograph?
And I was like, well, you a musician or you just, he's like, no, I love music, but I mean, I play too.
Wow.
It sounds like I'm making this up and I'm paraphrasing. But I was like, what's your name? He's like, Paul. And I was like, oh, cool. I still didn't know.
Come on, Pete.
But then at a certain
this is embarrassing,
point,
man.
Like as the flight's going on, then he left and went back up to the front, and then he came back at one point. Yeah. And then I was like, wait, I mean, he didn't, this, like I said, this was my reference. I didn't know which was which.
Yeah. You saw him when he was like 24 years old.
Yeah.
And 26.
And then he was talking about, the other thing that didn't clue me off, he's talking about all the stuff he knows, and he's talking to Japanese, to the flight attendants who are on Japan Airlines.
He's a well-traveled person.
He'd been living in Japan at that point. I think his wife was Japanese maybe, but he'd been living there. So at a certain point, I was like, Paul Jackson? And he's like, yeah. I was like, bass player? He's like, yeah, man.
Oh my gosh.
We were like, but he was so like cool about it. And
Isn't that great? That's
I'm
the
like,
best.
Blade, it's fun. Yeah. And then like we hung out with him that whole week. And then he's like, man, what hotel are you staying at? We told him. And this is like pre-cell phone. The next morning, we're down at breakfast. He comes in the lobby. He's like, what's up, guys?
Man.
He's like, well, come on, let's go. I remember he took us to the Apple store in like Shinjuku or something.
Yeah.
It was like the first time I'd been to an Apple store, because they had different ones over there, and they've got all these cool computers, and he's talking to the people in Japanese, like, yeah. And then he said something, he's like, what's the album you guys just did? And, we said something like, live at the Village Vanguard. He went over, like, we're looking at stuff, to all the computers on display and pulled that album up on each one, like with the picture of all of us. And we're like, what are you doing? He's like, come on, you got to promote your stuff, man. I'm hooking you guys up.
This is great.
You guys are great.
This is great.
And he came to the gig like every night. Such a great cat, though.
Isn't that the best when you meet someone who you admire so much, who's so established, who's been in the game longer than you, and they're just cool about it,
and
they're not trying to like, one up you or make you feel less than. I love that, man. That's great.
Definitely was starved for American companionship over there. That was part of it too.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot more to give him but that. I mean, it was more of a one-sided. We were getting stuff from him, but R.I.P. Paul Jackson.
Well, Paul Jackson. R.I.P. Paul Jackson. We lost him in 2021. He's about to absolutely rip it up
he is.
On Spank-A-Lee. This is maybe my favorite ever ending track on any jazz album, Peter. Spank-A-Lee.
Oh, it's another one of our drum intros, off-kilter drum intro alert, right? Wait, we gotta take it back. That's our tradition, man. We take it back. So let me just set the scene here. And the bass playing is great. All right, you okay? Come on down. But we talk about these drum intros where you're like, boom, and then it falls in. So brilliant.
This
where it's not sha-pa-pa-da-bum. No.
This feels fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, does he kind of
slaps his
does he kind of hit his stick a little
sloppy.
bit?
It's a beautiful sloppy mess. Oh! That's killing. I love that they I mean, it's great. Mike Clark. Ah. Woo! Mike Clark's little hi-hat fills. Another
busy 16th note thing.
I know.
Happening the whole time.
Could you imagine going back and layering in those keyboards? There's already so much happening. Like, what do you do?
There's a moment coming up that's it's going to be really hard.
Maybe Herbie was playing all this at the same time.
He was. I mean, he did this live.
Oh,
he crushed
on
it.
this? On the recording though?
No. I don't know about this.
No,
maybe.
I know he can do it.
But he did it live in that live in I forget, Flood, I think is what it's called. But there's a Rhodes moment coming up that it might not be my apex moment because of some other things, but it's gonna be hard. This part.
Oh, okay. Call and response.
Woo, so good.
Oh, did you hear Jackson? Different every time.
The last one he does, I don't know if it's here. That's not him. Not yet.
James Brown, what?
I know.
This is a killer solo. It is a very Bay Area sound. I mean, it's...
There's one. I think it's this one. That's my favorite part of the whole album. That's my apex moment. It's gotta be. It's gotta be my apex moment. Then he takes an amazing solo. Then he takes
We're coming up on my apex moment. Can we settle in? Woo! Man, there's so much melodic material flying around.
Damn. It's so driving. It's so relentless. That beat between Mike Clark and Paul Jackson.
And Mike Clark's, all this album, his fills on the hi-hat, not going to a crash.
Or the kick, the hi-hat or the kick. But also like Bill Summers and Herbie, all the things Herbie are doing behind Benny Maupin.
Yeah.
5-chord. Herbie's implying this like altered 5-chord over the one. Damn it.
Oh, the release coming out. Okay, this is my apex moment. From here all the way to the end. Like when he goes to the wah. There we go. Here. Man. Oh!
was your apex moment
From
then?
here all the way in. What are you doing? I mean, it's everybody. It's Benny, though. Oh. Oh. Open it. Like, you didn't think you could bring it down and come back up at the end of the album. Kind of an epic ending, huh?
Epic ending. Epic. I mean, it's one of the great ending tracks. I was just thinking as I was listening to that, I know that so far inside and out. I think that's the first music that I ever truly learned by ear. I think when Jason Van Diemen gave me that tape and I had to learn it for our band rehearsal, I think I'd only been working out of like fake books up until that point when I was 16.
Training, my friend.
And it was great ear training. And so much so that was 31 years ago, and I still remember all of those hits. I still remember what those chords were, or at least what I learned, which was probably not correct, which is okay, by the way.
That's okay.
To be wrong at first.
That's right.
But man,
Wrong and strong.
I mean, just the attempt of trying to learn it,
Yeah.
and not knowing anything about music like how I would know now, but just even failing at that as I'm trying to do that. That's really growth. And like I said, my apex is this one little moment, Peter. This one little spot
That
right here.
Rhodes-
Right here.
It's great.
Just that.
And I mean, like the 30 times he played it before that, different each time.
I know.
Kind of all leads like you talk about the architecture, boom, and then it comes back, then boom. Like, Herbie, great at like putting a button in, but then throwing a little stitch and then
Just a Herbie appreciation moment. Just what a guy, what an artist, what a musician, what a
the whole band. I mean, Paul
keyboard
Jackson
player.
kind of.
No, hold on. We've been giving the band a lot of love, and I love the band so much.
Yeah, because we haven't given Herbie enough love on this podcast.
Never. Just thank you.
Shut your mouth, sir.
No, obviously, thank you to the
Giving
whole
the
band.
band.
All the. I want to give a shout out to the producer, David Rubinson, and to the engineer, Fred Catero, I believe is how you say that. But Herbie Hancock, thank you for all you've given us. I mean, just even thank you for this last hour and 15 minutes for me, man. This is unbelievable.
It's a great record. It's a great record. Okay, let's talk about some other categories. We got both of our apex moments, but I believe that's all we've done so far.
Yeah, Desert Island Track. What do you got?
I got Butterfly. I mean, I think that's what do you got?
Spank-A-Lee.
Yeah, because you love it,
Obviously,
you learned it.
obviously.
Yeah, no, that's great moments. But I mean, Butterfly is that's a standard.
I mean, honestly,
That's a jazz
you
thing.
can't go wrong.
Yeah,
I think Palm Grease is a great starter. It's not his best in this era for me. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but it's not compared to everything
as a
else.
composition, it's maybe not as like, oh my god,
It's not. Yeah,
the performance.
Obviously, it's an awesome way to start too.
Yeah,
but it doesn't. I think it's.
I mean, that'd be a great one to have on a desert island.
It would be great. They're all. I mean, this is all great. But I think for me, it's Spank-A-Lee, and I could see why you would pick Butterfly. It's funny actually, Peter, that neither of our apex moments or Desert Island Tracks had anything to do with Actual Proof.
I know. I
even after we sat there and like.
Well, to me, that's the most, as a player, the most interesting track, and like from a music nerd standpoint. But to me, I don't think it's the best track on this album, which is weird.
That's what we just said. That's what Desert Island Track is.
You
I know.
What I mean, as a listener, when I separate myself out, and I wonder, but I could be wrong because a lot of the music on this record, I think, even compared to Headhunters, I'm kind of like, oh man, this could not be as big of a hit, but it basically was or close to it.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, if we had a category that was best solo on the album, which maybe we should add at some point, I think you know that easily wins.
Actual Proof.
Actual Proof, the Herbie solo and Actual Proof easily wins best
Which
solo.
of the four? Solos?
Well, but it just keeps going on and on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, that's one of Herbie's most epic solos.
It's incredible.
On anything.
It's
Or
incredible.
any keyboard.
Quibble Bits. What do you? Oh no, sorry. Bespoke playlist title. If this were a playlist that you were making on Spotify for your dear friend Adam, what would you title it?
Well, I'm going with a nautical theme on this one. Jazz Charters.
Okay.
Got it? You got
Charters because it's charted on the.
Yeah.
Got it.
What do you have?
I have the Oakland Stroke because I would pair this with more. That's the title of a Tower of Power album and song.
Oakland
I would
Stroke.
pair this with more Bay Area stuff.
There's definitely some strong Sly, yeah, for sure. Like it's a sound, which is great. Quibblebits.
None for me.
I've got a minor one. It's not Mwandishi. I love Mwandishi. I know. Why would I compare this? It's different. But you know what it is? Because Benny Maupin. He's the connector. I always think about Benny. I love it. But I love him on this too. So that's not really a Quibblebit. That's just a nostalgic little turn, right?
Snobometer, what do you got?
I'm going 4.
Interesting.
Yeah, because you could say 1, but to me, Headhunters is 1, right? And but then I didn't realize this was such a big seller, so maybe it should be a 1 or a 2. But it's a little bit like if you're like, what's your favorite Herbie record from the 70s? If you're like Thrust, you're a little bit like, okay. A little bit, right? Man-child,
You know
perhaps?
what's weird? I've got 8.
Okay.
I consider this pretty snobby. Like there is no backbeat.
One of the best-selling jazz records of all time?
Yeah, I mean, I know, but it still is very like, there are 4 long tracks with long solos and no backbeat, and they're playing, really playing.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is an album that snobs especially probably really love more than the general pop.
I think if you look at, especially if like music nerds,
of which we are some.
We are. But what's the overlap with that and snobs? Then that would, this is definitely a musical nerdy record. So good. Is it better than KOB?
No.
But
then, and when in that category, if you're new to the show, which we got a lot of new listeners to the show, by the way, I don't know if you know that.
Well, but we're losing people too, so it's kind of evening
Still
out.
a net gain. But is it better than KOB means, is it better than Miles Davis's 1959 classic, Kind of Blue? KOB?
Well, thanks for explaining that to us.
Some people ask that when we just skip over it and we say,
well,
is it better than
clear.
KOB?
Is it better than KOB?
No, but some people don't know.
Oh, because we were saying KOB.
KOB,
Got
so
it.
it's
Kind of
Miles Davis's Kind of Blue. Is it better
Which
than
is a
that?
little bit tongue-in-cheek, because we don't necessarily think that's the greatest album of all time, although it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
But it's sort of the one that people would, if you ask the everyman or the everywoman on the street.
It's a gold standard. I think we can say that.
Platinum's above gold. Okay, anyway.
Well, and some have been.
Okay.
Accoutrements.
I got an 8. And I could go 9.
Yeah,
I mean,
we can't be
the
friends.
cover is
You and I can't be friends anymore.
No. The cover is so great, but it's so weird. I like, what is it saying? I love it. And I love the back. But then it's also like.
What is it saying?
The tracks are.
What is it saying?
Okay, we're going to go part 2 of the podcast.
Peter, he's flying a spherical spaceship controlled by a rounded piano keyboard. It's a synthesizer that flies through space.
But that's not space. That's a mountain.
That's Machu Picchu on a different planet, Peter. What is it saying?
Is he going there? Is he coming back? Or is he controlling it from here?
His afro is perfect, Peter.
Well,
how are you?
I don't know.
What is very?
I gave it an 8.
This has been one of the most controversial moments in the show's history.
No liner notes.
What is it saying?
I know we don't need them, but no, it's fair. I mean, 8's good. If everything's a 10, nothing's. What are you giving it?
How is this not a 10? That is a 10.
Oh my god.
10 out of 10.
So you're doing 10. That's the greatest album cover ever. Got it. Agree to disagree. We're close. Up next.
Secrets.
Okay, that's good. Would you consider that
Herbie Hancock's 1976 milestone?
When you go to Secrets? Are we going to a better album for you or worse or the same?
It's a lateral move. It's a lateral move.
Okay, I'm going to go, because this is 1974. This is 1974, right? Yeah. I'm going to go Mysterious Traveler, which is one of my, probably my favorite Weather Report record.
We got to do some Weather Report.
We didn't talk enough about, so Headhunters and Weather Report kind of going on parallel tracks. Joe Zawinul, Herbie Hancock, Wayne. Oh, look, I mean, really starting with Bitches Brew, almost, actually, I think everybody on this, well, not everybody, but like Wayne Shorter, Joe Zawinul, Benny Maupin, wasn't he on Bitches Brew too? I don't think Herbie was, but he was around there. Like he was with Miles, right? But like, there's a lot of connections. Kind of,
there's
like,
a lot of Miles connections.
There's the Weather Report view of like, what's the post Bitches Brew thing gonna, in a silent way? Joe Zawinul, of course, big. What's happening post that? Big influence of Miles. This is one direction. That's one direction, and then One Direction, the band. That's another direction.
You'll hear it.